How are you? How are you feeling? How do you feel about this change, this transition from summer to autumn? I used to not love it. Um, I'm not saying it's not okay to feel melancholy and sadness. Nature is really dying after all. It's a part of our life cycle. Things die to be reborn again. Like we go to sleep to wake up tomorrow. But that seasonal sadness shouldn't be extreme. And I think that's what I was dealing with. That feeling of loss, that sense of things ending, to really messed with me. I've never been severely depressed though. Always functioned more or less normally. And I wasn't going to do anything about it. I accepted it as a part of my sensitive personality. And this year, you remember that in August I decided to focus on self-love, on choosing a positive mindset. And as the summer was coming to an end, I think I was ready to embrace the fact that in autumn all my affirmations about loving myself and being loved back, they would just, in the fall, they would just fall down and rot on the ground like autumn leaves. At least that's what happened to me every year. But I really want to say that this time it's different. Maybe because the weather is still like summer, so it's too early to announce. I got rid of my seasonal anxiety. But I want to believe that everything is changing for the better, and as this feeling of joy is expanding inside of me, less and less space, there is less and less space left for all that sadness. I think it's a good example of limiting negative belief that was controlling me since my childhood. And also it made me think about how healing can happen naturally, and sometimes we don't need to force anything. So the stories that I used to spend in my childhood, I used to spend every summer with my grandmother in our country house, and I had all those blissful childhood adventures there, like riding a bicycle, building forts, treasure hunting. But every year, when it was time to go back to the city, my granny, she became so tragic, and she was saying in a crying voice things like, "It's over, it's all over, no more joy, no more freedom. You will be so miserable at school, and you will have no sunshine in your room. It's just all over, and who knows if you even come back here again." Of course, I always came back there every single summer till I was like 16 years old. And I was listening to her crying about summer every year when I was like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. And you can imagine 7 years old me lying in my bed, staring into the darkness, unable to sleep, unable to cope with that existential dread. Like 100 years passed since that time, and still every year at this time I felt so helpless. I felt as if I was facing a terrible change that would destroy me completely. I wasn't doing anything about that, just accepted it as a part of my sensitive personality. And I think only now, looking back at my old self, I see how much I actually suffered from that mind program. My mind program was: autumn is for aching, autumn is for losing, autumn is for grieving. And my body reacted in the most predictable way. Every fall, it started to fall apart, and my typical autumn looked like recovering from some unknown illness or suffering from unbearable toothache, when like all my wisdom teeth decided to kill me. Plus having some heartache, of course, because of some dead or dying relationship, as if subconsciously I was synchronizing it with these seasons, to lose joy in autumn, to be lonely for Christmas. And I didn't see that as a problem. I was trying to change some heavier stuff. I remember making 2 columns on the left all my negative beliefs about life, and on the right positive beliefs that I wanted my life to be based on. And I remember looking at the left column, feeling so much frustration, so much heaviness. And I thought, like, too many negative thoughts and too little energy to change them. Maybe after years of therapy, or after I meet an amazing, loving, supportive partner, I will feel safe and I will start like vibrating on a higher frequency, and that's when I will finally be happy. You see how wrong it sounds? And as for today I went for a walk, and I was walking, thinking through the things that I wanted to tell you about the end of summer. And that's when I remembered actually my grandmother's words, and I decided to tell you about it. And when I came home, I took my phone and I saw an Instagram reel. There was a girl crying, like a 7-year-old girl. She was crying and she said, "I'll tell you why I'm crying. I'm crying because it's over. It's all over. The summer is over and it's all lost." And it was such a nice synchronicity, like response from the universe, the proof that my reality is shifting, because I felt sorry for the girl, but also it was like seeing myself, and I also wanted to laugh at her with my old self, as if I felt as if my inner little autumn girl was healed, so I can love autumn now. And I know that it's a very easy, light example of healing, because there was little to be healed. But I really want to see that as a result of my inner work. I believe that I focused on love and joy, so it was expanding inside of me, leaving less and less space for that existential fear that consumed me in autumn. And self-love was the foundation for the change to happen. and it happens so naturally. It made me think about those tries to rewrite my negative beliefs, and I realized how much I focused on that left column of the list. I was literally feeding the idea that there were so many things to be fixed, and now my attention is shifted to the things that I want to feel, want to have, and I feel like negative beliefs just have no chance to suck my energy anymore. Little by little, of course. I believe that heavier stuff will be healed the same natural way, and that's what I wanted to tell you. What needs to be healed will be healed. What needs to be fixed will be fixed. You just can let it go for now. You can just close the door. We don't have to deal with all the heaviness and all the pain at the moment. We can just shift our attention to the good things instead. That's so true to me. What they say, energy goes where your attention is. This year I want to give my attention to gaining and giving instead of losing. I want to give my attention to giving love to myself, you, and to creating. You see, I'm creating this space for us. I know it's a tiny bit of comfort, like an extra second of soothingness. But if we give our attention to it, if we focus on the choice to feel love and be loved back, support each other's well-being by exchanging energy. If we water these seeds, love will grow and grow, and it will even dissolve all the chaos, mess, blood and tears that we can witness in the world daily. That's what I believe in. So I'm very grateful for you to take your time to enjoy, for you taking your time to enjoy this video. And if you didn't enjoy it, if you didn't give me a thumb up, didn't consider subscribing to my channel, then I'm also thankful. Thank you for wanting to enjoy it. Thank you for thinking that you deserve to watch videos that you like. Same thing with everything. Let's remind each other that we deserve to live the life that we love. I love you. I will see you soon.